Hello everybody! Today's the first of the boot camp series, and as such we're going to start from the bottom. Today I'm going to be telling you about the roles of a chef versus a cook, and also the structure of a kitchen. So let's get started. There is more to being a chef than simply having cooking skills and having basic knowledge of a kitchen. One of the things that I find happening most often is that anybody who cooks professionally is often called a chef, and that is incorrect. A culinary degree does not make a person a chef. A chef must be able to supervise a kitchen as well as have knowledge and skill to identify, purchase, utilize, and prepare a wide variety of foods. At the very least, a chef must have basic knowledge of ingredients, food styles, and food preparation methods. There is only one chef in the kitchen. Before we move on to more of the kitchen structure, I just wanted to touch briefly on the history of restaurants, and this will just take a couple minutes. The first actual restaurant where there is more than one dish being served at a time is dated back well before the 1700s in France. However, in Western culture, the 1700s in France is considered the birth of the modern restaurant. Despite the fact that at least 600 years before that, there were facilities in China and non-Western countries that were considered just as. So the first modern restaurant, where multiple dishes were served at the same time, is generally attributed to Monsieur Boulanger. I am probably pronouncing that wrong. Boulanger, a tavern owner, even had to go to court over offering multiple types of dishes at the time. There are perhaps others in non-Western cultures that can share the credit with him, but that is probably a whole other episode, and that's not what we're here to talk about today. The father of cooking is generally recognized as Escoffier, a French chef who, in addition to popularizing French cooking methods, created the first structure of the kitchen brigade. Now, the classic kitchen brigade is expansive, and so I'm just going to go through them on the screen, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the modern kitchen structure. Classic kitchen structure, called a brigade, consisted of a saucier or sauté chef, poissonnier, a grillarding, a fruitière, a rôtissière, portagère, a lumigère, entremet, a garde-manger, a tournon, a pâtissière, a demi-chef, and a commis. The modern kitchen structure is much smaller and was designed to reduce redundancy in the kitchen and create more efficiency. The structure of a modern professional kitchen includes all of the following, but is not limited to: the head chef or the executive chef, also called the chef de cuisine. Chefs are kitchen managers, so payroll, food costs, personnel management, menu creation, and essentially everything that happens in a kitchen falls within the scope of their responsibility. The position that follows the chef de cuisine is the sous chef or the executive sous chef, and the roles of the executive sous chef include management of staff of assistant chefs, cooks, and kitchen workers, as well as creating dishes for the menu. This position is the right hand to the executive chef. Following that are a number of area cooks and line cooks. Area cooks are usually in large kitchens, and their responsibility includes directing the prep work of the kitchen staff and assisting cooks in his or her area. Line cooks are responsible for preparing menu items to recipe specifications. Following those roles are a few others, and they include a pastry chef, responsible for developing recipes for and preparing desserts, pastries, frozen desserts, and breads, often responsible for purchasing. Then there's assistant, or apprentice, who is assigned where needed in the kitchen. There are short order cooks who are responsible for quick preparations in small kitchens. They operate the boiler, the deep fryer, and griddle, as well as construct sandwiches and sauteed items. The institutional cook works with large quantities of prepared or prepackaged foods. Institutional cooks work in such places as hospitals, schools, and prisons.
Once I got into editing, I realized I forgot one of the most important positions in the kitchen, and that is the dishwasher. Without the dishwasher, nobody can cook anything and nobody can serve anything. Therefore, the role of the dishwasher is one of the most important in the kitchen.
That's all the new information for today. The important thing to take from this is that A cook is not a chef. A true chef embodies a large amount of skills, as previously mentioned, including staffing and purchasing and supervision and so much more. Again, just because somebody has a culinary arts degree or education in culinary arts does not make them a chef. If this is your first stop to this channel, please check out the previous video, which is the intro video to the Culinary Bootcamp series, where I discuss a number of things that this series will be covering over the span of its existence. Come back for the next episode where I'll be discussing knives, the parts of knives, things that knives are made of, in addition to how to handle a knife and how to store knives. Thank you for stopping by, and as always, have a wonderful day.